Welcome back to the AMC Stock Story Film Festival. Our next film is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Now, this is a pretty long film, but this is actually going to be a fairly short episode, or I'm going to concentrate on a very small part of this film. And it's Sam's speech that he gives to Frodo at the very end. At the very end, Frodo, he's frustrated, and he tells Sam, I can't do this, Sam, and he's ready to give up. And Sam gives him this wonderful speech, and he says, we shouldn't even be here, right? And that's the way I feel as an AMC stockholder. We shouldn't be here after 2 years. This stock should have gone up. I don't know to what amount, but obviously we trapped them, and then they, battled us and illegally shorted the stock, and all the manipulation and drowning the stock. So we, just like those guys, we shouldn't be here. And then they talk about the great stories. It's like the great stories, the ones that really mattered, and full of darkness and danger. And we're in one of those stories. The AMC stock story will be, I hope, a great story with a good ending, but it could be a great story with a bad ending. We don't know that yet. But it will be a huge story where millions of people came together to fight Wall Street corruption, to try and get some money and have a better life. Why is the 1% the ones that get to make the money doing absolutely nothing except being the 1%? And the common person said, hey, I'll buy this stock and I'll hold it, and you need to buy it back for me, and I'm going to make money. And it's been a struggle with the 1% and the short hedge funds since. Who's going to win it? We don't know, but we are in the middle of that great story. And it is full of darkness and danger. But Sam tells Frodo that a new day will come. This will end. This AMC stock story will pass. I know it seems like it's taking forever, but it will pass. People, they had chances to turn back in these stories when it was dangerous. The same way we had chances to turn back, to sell our stock and just give up, just to quit and get on with our lives, or take our AMC money and just go invest it in some other play and try and make our money up that way. But we kept at it. We kept holding, for better or for worse. We didn't walk away. We didn't turn back, and we kept going. It's because we're holding on to something. That's what Sam tells Frodo. He's like, they're holding on to something. And Frodo asks him, it's like, well, what are we holding on to? And Sam tells him that there's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. That we're not just in this movement anymore just for money. If this was about money, we probably would have taken that AMC investment out. We've had 2 years to make money with that money, but it's been locked up in AMC in this battle. And we're trying not just to get money, but we're fighting these corrupt Wall Street hedge funds that have just been bankrupting companies. They naked short them, and they put them out of business, and they get to keep all the money. And we're trying to fight that. And it's funny, on the AMC stock story, someone left a review and basically was saying, this is a good podcast. It's about this guy that got overextended into AMC, and he learned his lesson the hard way. He probably should have trusted a financial professional. And I remember seeing that review and thinking, financial professional. Let me tell you something. The people who work in the finance industry to me are nothing but thieves. Especially the ones, the hedge funds, the people, the crooked ones at the very top. And then you have these corrupt government officials that don't do anything. They get paid off. They get hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking fees to go talk to these hedge funds. When they get out of government, they go work for the hedge funds for millions of dollars. So why would you enforce rules on your future retirement plan, right? And maybe you just work in the finance industry, right? Well, you work with all this stuff and you deal with it and you accept it, that this criminality is going on in your industry. So you want to sit there and call yourself a financial professional and put on a suit and think I'm gonna respect you? I don't. I have no more respect for the people that work in the finance industry than I do drug dealers and people in the mafia and Russian gangsters. It's easy to point the finger at them and say, there's the bad guy. Remember Scarface? There's a movie for you. When he gives you look at me, I'm the bad guy. You get to point your finger and say, I'm the bad guy. But these financial professionals, they don't build a car and sell you a good car. They don't create a food product and sell you a good food product. They don't build a computer and sell you a computer. They don't build a phone and sell you a phone. How do these people in the finance industry make their money? By taking a piece of your money. Now, if it's legitimate, fine. It's legitimate. Look, you need money to buy a house. You work that out, and I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. How do these people make billions of dollars moving money around, moving our money around, doing these stock purchases? Because you know how they did it? They figured out a way to cheat and steal and rob, and they know the rules. They have the army of lawyers and accountants that say, well, this is the rule. Well, can we walk right up to it? How does the dark pool work? Oh, wait, so we can go right here, and that's legal? Well, it's probably not what it was meant for, but is it legal? Can they go to jail for it? Well, technically, no. There's a loophole. Great, let's do it. Let's do it times 1,000. And those are the financial professionals that I'm supposed to respect? No way. And I'm not giving up this fight. I'm in it, you know. When the price looks right, then I'll get out. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm holding for $100,000 a share or zero. When the price is right, I'll get out. But I'm not quitting right now just because it's been frustrating, because it is a tale of darkness. And I hate that it's gone on for this long. But I'm still in it, and I'm not turning back. And, you know, we're an army, and there's strength in that army. And I also look at the Lord of the Rings. You had all these different people that came together. You know, you had hobbits, you had dwarves, you had elves, you had humans. And they didn't always get along, but they came together to fight for goodness, to fight for right, to fight the darkness. And you look at this AMC movement, and you look at the people. Listen, I don't politically agree with a lot of people in the AMC movement, but you're my brothers and sisters, and I put that aside to stay strong. And I don't know what's going to happen after AMC. I hope it's something good. I hope people look to us and say, look what the AMC apes did. They put their differences aside, and I know we have conflict about yes and no votes, and you know, what's the reverse split, no reverse split. Listen, that aside, the bigger picture as a country, as a world, we put our differences aside and came together, and I hope we accomplish the mission. I hope we are victorious, because that will be an amazing story. But even if the story is these apes came together and they fought the 1%, we fought the hedge funds, we fought the government for 2 years, and they didn't break us. They may steal our money. You know, it's like if you're playing a chess game and we won't quit, and then they finally just turn the board over and say, fine, you're out. Or think of Officer and a Gentleman when Lou Gossett Jr. is trying to get Richard Gere to quit, and Richard Gere won't quit on his own. And then finally at the end, Lou Gossett Jr. says, okay, that's it, I'm kicking you out, you know. And then, and then if you see the movie, that's another great scene where, he ends up getting a chance. But that's the point is, we can fight and fight and fight. But in the end, if they're so corrupt and we lose anyway, the story is still there. The story of the AMC apes coming together and not turning back and holding on to hope. And that's why I love Sam's speech at the end of Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. Hey, thanks for watching. Stick around for more episodes of the AMC Stock Story Film Festival. Put your favorite movie in the comments. Maybe I can do an episode on that, or talk about your favorite movie and what it means to you in regards to the AMC Stock Story. Thanks, everybody.